Namaste. Honorable members, I welcome you all to the session of Youth Parliament 2.0. Today, important national issues will be discussed in a democratic manner. I request all the members to maintain discipline and respect to the dignity of the House. Now, it's a deep sorrow to this House for losing our former Punjab Chief Minister, who has been a great support to this House. I request all members of the House to stand and take a moment for his loss. Thank you. Kindly be seated. Now, it is the moment to welcome our new Honorable Punjab Chief Minister, Srimati Aisha. The first question is education facility. I call upon a member from opposition party to raise the question.
Honorable Speaker, respected members of this House, today I rise to address a matter that touches every child, every parent, and every future of our nation: the state of education in India, especially the division between urban and rural education. Despite all our tall claims is to become a Vishwaguru, but ground reality paints a very different picture. In rural India, even 2025, students are still studying under the trees without no trained teachers, no proper toilets, or even blackboards. Compare that with urban areas where smart classrooms, digital learning, and NEET coaching are flourishing. And what about NEET? How can we expect a student from a remote tribal village studying in a regional medium school with no access to internet or coaching to compete with urban private school students, to compare with private school students armed with every resources? Is this truly a level playing field? We want to ask this government, what real steps have been taken since 2014 to bridge urban and rural education divide? How have we ensured fairness in national exams like NEET, where lakhs of rural people feel disadvantaged? Can the ruling party show any data to prove that its schemes are not just papers, but it is benefiting the rural India? Thank you, Your Honourable Speaker.
Now, I call upon a member from ruling party to respond to this question.
Honorable Speaker, respected colleagues, I thank the honorable members of the opposition party for their passionate words. But I must respond with the truth progress, right? Not mere politics. So yes, we inherited an education system that was deeply unequal. But didn't we put on this record to notice? Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, we have achieved so much things, which includes in rural areas, over 14,500 PMC schools have been implemented. What? 14,500, not one, not two, not the same for a namesake. With smart classrooms, trained and professional teachers, and solar energy. So, when we speak about teachers, under Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, we have ensured that the teachers who are teaching the students are well trained and professional ones, and with access to digital learning. In terms of digital learning, Diksha, eVidya, and One Class One channel was taken initiative during the COVID-19 pandemic, and it was a big step towards India's digital learning. So, our visionary leader, our father of the nation, Gandhiji, once said, education is not all about reading from books and memorizing it. It is about conceptual understanding. We improve conceptual understanding through all these things. So, you may ask, how many people have been benefited over these? We have been implemented and 12 crore students have been accessed and got benefits throughout it. So when we speak about education, how can we forget about NEET and JEE? So you can write your own exam in your own language. Yes, now NEET is offered in 13 Indian languages, which includes Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, Hindi, and a lot of things. So you need exam centers to write all such things, right? In 2016, average rate of exam centers per district was just 1,400. You remember? 1,400. But in 2022, it has skyrocketed to 4,000 per district. We have introduced All India quota reservations for OBC and EWS candidates to ensure equality among candidates. Your caste, your creed, your religion is not visible to the government anymore. If visible, it's not a matter anymore. So we provide free NEET and JEE preparations through Swayam and National Test Abhyas app. And a lot of students have got benefits throughout it. Since data speaks louder than doubts, I have brought some data. Dropout rates in rural secondary schools have gone from 17.6% to 6.5%. And rural female literacy rates jumped from 56.8% to 67.7%. And India's GER, which stands for Gross Enrollment Ratio, now stands majestically at 28.4%, which is a major leap in equity. We are not just building schools. We are improving lives, bridging the divides, and fulfilling the dream of educated Bharat. That is our commitment, and that is my record. Thank you.
Any questions regarding education facilities? Now we move to the healthcare system. We call upon a member from opposition party to raise the question.
Honorable Speaker, I rise today with deep concern and a sense of urgency to question the state of healthcare in India. We all remember just a few years ago, our hospitals were overwhelmed, doctors were exhausted, and oxygen supply was critically low. Many people lost their life, not only because of virus, but also due to lack of emergency preparedness. The rural India was hit the hardest with no ICU beds, no test centers, and limited access to doctors. Now, it has been over 3 years since the peak of the pandemic. My question is simple but vital. What exactly has changed? Have we learned from the painful experience? Have new doctors and nurses been trained? Are the village clinics equipped with life-saving resources? Or are we still dependent on makeshift arrangements until the next health crisis arrives? The Honorable Minister must tell us how many new government hospitals have been opened in the past 2 years. How many new schemes have reached village level and town level populations? How many new measures have been implemented to improve children's nutrition, women's reproductive health care awareness, and control of non-communicable diseases? Are the promises made during Ayushman Bharat still reaching the last mile? The people of India deserve to know not what has been planned, but what has actually been done. I urge the Honorable Health Minister to provide a transparent and fact-based update on present-day health infrastructure post-COVID. Thank you.
I call upon a member from ruling party to respond to this question.
Thank
you, Honorable Speaker. I appreciate the concern raised by the Honorable Member. Healthcare is indeed the pillar of nation development. I stand before the House with facts, commitment, and progress. COVID-19 has taught us a painful but a powerful lesson. Under the leadership of Prime Minister, we transformed those painful lessons into long-term structural reforms. Here is what has changed since the pandemic. Under Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission, over 64,180 crores has been invested in development of healthcare. As of this year, 1.6 lakh health and wellness center has been launched. We launched eSanjeevani, a telemedical platform which has provided over 14 crore doctor consultation. More than 4,000 pressure swing absorption plant (PSA) has been launched in government hospital to ensure there is no oxygen shortage again. The medical college seats has been expanded significantly from 51,000 in 2014 to over 96,000 college seats in 2024. In cities, we are setting up integrated public health labs. In towns, we are setting up 15 minutes emergency care to address trauma and urgent care. The PM Jan Arogya Yojana Ayushman Bharat has provided 5.5 crore free hospital treatment to poor families. For preventive care, we are pushing campaigns for tuberculosis elimination, anemia awareness, and menstrual hygiene. These are not just the scheme; these are actions taken in ground level, visible, and measurable. Yes, Honorable Speaker, we still have challenges, but India is no longer in 2020. India now is resilient, powerful, and continuously improving its healthcare delivery. Thank you.
Any questions regarding healthcare system? The next issue is petrol price. We call upon a member from opposition party to raise the question.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, respected members of the House. Today, I bring before this House a pressing issue that affects lungs, wallets, and well-being of every Indian citizen. The relentless rise in petrol prices and dangerous levels of air pollution, especially in urban centers like Delhi. Despite various declarations and pledges, the common man still suffers due to high fuel costs, which have the direct impact on food prices, transportation, and overall inflation. This hits rural India even harder, where the transportation facilities are weak and income levels are lower. In Delhi and many major cities, the air pollution has reached hazardous level, and the only visible response seems to be temporary restrictions during winter smog seasons. Where is the long-term vision? While the EVs are being promoted, how many people in rural or even tier 2 towns can afford or access it? So, we demand to know what comprehensive steps has the ruling party taken to control petrol price inflation and reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. What has been made to reduce air pollution in Delhi, not just seasonally but throughout the year? What efforts are being made to create EV awareness and charging infrastructure, especially in rural and semi-urban areas? Can the ruling party provide the statistical evidence showing the real shift in EV adoption and pollution control under its rule? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I call upon a member from ruling party to respond to this question.
Honorable Speaker, respected members, the concerns raised by the Honorable Member are valid, and I take this opportunity to present the comprehensive and evidence-based initiative that our government has implemented to address the fuel cost, air pollution, and to promote green mobility. First, on petrol price. We must recognize the global crude oil price, its influence on domestic trade. Yet, to protect our people, the government has reduced the central export duty in 2019, bringing down the petrol price to rupees 30 per litre. We also expanded the ethanol blending in petrol from 1.53% in 2013 to over 12% in 2023, targeting 20% in 2025. This not only cut emissions but also reduced the oil import bill. Regarding Delhi's air pollution, the government has launched the National Clean Air Program in 2019, targeting 20 to 30% reduction in PM 2.5 and PM 10 levels. As per CPCB report, the Delhi's average to PM 2.5 reduction was stopped by 20%. To support the rural areas, the government has expanded the PM Eva Seva scheme and electric charging station in Tier 2 and Tier 3 towns. Over 7,000 EV charging stations were installed in 2024, and Energy Efficiency Service Limited is distributing EVs in government departments in both urban and semi-urban areas. We are also massively investing on electric mobility. Under the FAME 2 scheme, over 10 lakh crores were allotted to support EVs with direct subsidies. Over 11 lakhs EVs were now on Indian roads. On Delhi alone, over 4 lakhs EVs were registered. Our mission is clear: clean air, fuel efficiency, and green future. We are not just talking about the EVs. We are building the stations, roads, and ensure that every Indian, rural, urban people to have a clean air and spend less on fuels. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Any questions regarding petrol price? Now, next is Operation Sindhur. We call upon a member from opposition party to raise the question.
Honorable Speaker, I rise today with deep concern and pain. I wish to draw attention to the recent military action termed as Operation Sindhur. It is said to be a step towards national security. However, I must question the very need for such an operation. And had the ruling government acted earlier and strengthened intelligence networks, so many innocent lives could have been saved. This operation, through bold, came late. It reflects a clear failure in primitive governance and disaster management. May I request the Honorable Home Minister to kindly explain why this operation is necessary at all and why it requires so much force. And most importantly, why was this named Sindhur? A symbol of purity and devotion, a complex of violent crackdown. Thank you.
Now I call upon a member from ruling party to respond to this question.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to address a concern raised by a respected member of opposition regarding Operation Sindhur. With facts, responsibility, and utmost respect for the truth. It is important for this House and a great citizen of our nation to understand full context and necessity of this operation. Operation Sindhur was not a spontaneous action. It was highly risked mission and strategically planned. It was executed by elite commandos and paramilitary forces and supported by police and intelligence wings. The operation was launched within 48 hours of receiving information from intelligence. Precision planning, nighttime aerial surveillances, and ground coordination ensured that no single hostage was harmed. Now let me address question raised by opposition member regarding name Sindhur. We named it for not a dramatic effect, but with deep and emotional purpose. It is name Sindhur is our dignity and identity of martial women in the Indian tradition. Their freedom and their security and safety were tried to taken by the terrorists. Over 150 innocent women had been kidnapped by the terrorists, and they tried to enter the line of control to harm, to exploit, and to terrorize the citizens. Yes, in the line of duty, 3 of our brave soldiers attained martyrdom. This sacrifice is not forgotten, Honorable Speaker. This is but very spirit for the Bharat Mata. Let us not forget, Honorable Speaker, this government does not hide behind paperwork and excuses and political statements. Do not wait for any disasters to unfold. We act with speed, we act with purpose, and we act with sense of duty. The mission stands as a great example of what a coordinated action can achieve, with defense and intelligence work hand in hand. Let this house and entire citizen remember, when danger strikes, our forces respond, and the government stand behind everyone firmly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Any questions regarding Operation Sindhur? Now, the last question is GST, that is Goods and Service Tax. I call upon a member from opposition party to raise the question.
Honorable Speaker, today I stand before this House not to argue for the sake of argument, but to voice the real and rising concerns of the common citizens and middle class people across our country. The Goods and Service Tax, popularly known as GST, was introduced with a promise of one nation and one tax, and a vision that was supposed to simplify taxation and boost the economy. But what has actually happened on the ground? Today, small shopkeepers, traders, and even school canteen owners are struggling with confusing tax slabs, multiple return fillings, and a system that feels more punishing than empowering. One item is taxed at 5%, another at 12%, and the third one at 18%. And these are on the basic needs like toothpaste, sanitary napkins, and even pens. Honorable Speaker, may I ask, where is the simplicity? Where is the relief for middle class and small scale business owners across our country? The GST system, instead of uniting the nation's market, has created a web of confusion. Can the Honorable Finance Minister from the ruling party clarify this chaos? Can she explain to this House and to the people that why the system continues to burden the common man while large corporations still find their way around taxes? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I call upon a member from ruling party to respond to this question.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I appreciate the question raised by the Honorable Member from the opposition. It gives me an opportunity to present the true picture, not backed by assumption, but by data, fact, and voices of honest taxpayers. Let us first understand, GST is not a burden, but a revolution. Before GST, India had a maze of taxes like VAT, excise duty, octroi, service tax, entry tax, and so on. Each leaked at the state and central level. A truck carrying goods from Punjab to Tamil Nadu has to stop at each border, pay bribe, show document, and waste time. But GST has ended that all. Today, GST has unified the country market into one smooth economic space, where a trader from Assam can send his goods to Kerala without a single tax checkpoint. And that is the power of GST. Now, regarding the different tax slabs. Honorable Speaker, this isn't confusion. This is just logic and fairness. Basic necessary items like food grain, milk, and books are just taxed 0%. Yes, it's just 0%. Where daily use items like soap, oil, and school supplements are under the 5% to 12% bracket, with luxury items and tobacco at 28%. Should we tax both luxury watches and basic bread at the same rate? Absolutely not. And that is why we need multiple slabs. That is, to protect the poor and still collect revenue from the rich. Also, GST is a 100% digital system where there's no need of Inspector Raj or under the table deals. Every rupee paid is tracked and is returned as benefit, either through better road, cleaner water, or more hospitals. Also, we have implemented many schemes regarding GST. Over 1.3 crore businesses are now GST registered, and thanks to GST, because India is collecting a lot of tax without raising the tax rate. This means we can still implement more and more on welfare schemes like PM Awas Yojana and Jal Jeevan Mission. Now, to address the small scale businessmen. Business with turnover less than 1.5 crore can just file one return every quarter, and that's 4 returns a year and not 36. This is because of the introduction of GST composition scheme. Also, we have opened GST help desk, that is online digital help desk, and GST Suvidha Kendra in every district. Honorable Speaker, GST is just a work in progress. Yes, but this is one of the transparent and transformative reform our country has ever seen. And our government is constantly simplifying it through real feedback. That is, from Kirana shop till chartered accountant. So let me assure this house, GST is not just about tax, but a tool to national unity and economic progress. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Any questions regarding GST? Honorable members, today we have discussed important issues like education, healthcare, petrol price, Operation Sindhur and GST. The House appreciates the questionnaire raised by the opposition side and answer provided by the ruling side. With this, the session of Youth Parliament 2.0 comes to an end. I thank all the members for their participation. Jai Hind.
जनगण